Hi everybody and welcome back to Kevin's Upfront Opinion. Now, I thought I'd speak to you guys today about one of the biggest scandals which is going on in the UK at the moment. And when I say scandals, what I'm talking about is the migrant hotels which are being run up and down the country. And to be honest, when I came across this, obviously I knew about hotels, it's common knowledge. But when I saw this story originally, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an absolute joke. And basically what happened was, scrolling on my kids' TikTok channel, I was on their homepage, skipping through the videos as you do, because I was pretty bored at the time. And I came across this video. And it was basically one of the presenters on GB News, and I don't watch GB News to be honest, and he had the owner of a very well-known hotel, which I've been past before because I've been to Cornwall as a kid a lot of times, living on the south coast, which is the Camelot Castle Hotel, which basically oversees the English Channel. And he went on GB News because he said that he got contacted by the Home Office and they were asking him if they could put migrants or asylum seekers in his hotel. Now, this is a 4-star hotel. This ain't even cheap, this hotel. But these were the conditions. You could no longer have anybody else staying at the hotel, so you wouldn't have to worry about marketing, anything like that. They would pay him full costs of the rooms, whether they were being used or not. He wouldn't have to worry about food because he wouldn't have to feed any of them. Meals on Wheels would take care of that. And I thought, this is a good win-win-win for him. He's quits in for the next 12 months because it'll be a 12-month contract and all. And he turned it down. And you may think, why would a businessman turn down a good deal like that? Well, the thing was, he was thinking about the local economy because people that come to his hotel, they're not exactly hard up. Now, to give you an idea of how expensive this hotel is, now the cheapest room, you're looking at about £69 a night, which isn't expensive, not for a hotel, especially 4-star, that's not expensive, but you can pay up to near on 300 quid for a room. And that, it's proper luxury. You get full poster bed, the works, what you expect with 4-star. And I thought, how much would he actually have earned if he had actually gone for the deal? And just basing it on the cheapest room, let's say all the rooms were at that, and I added it up and worked it out, based over the 365 days, 52 weeks of the year, but he's going to earn the money, he would have raked in something like 1.2 million. That was bare minimum, basing it on the 69 £69. But some of them rooms are damn sight more expensive than that. So that 1.2 million is going to hike up. So then I started thinking, if he could earn that much, how much money could some of these chains earn? Because you can't tell me the likes of Premier Inn, Travelodge, all these kinds of companies haven't been approached. He turned it down because he wasn't just thinking of himself, he was thinking of the local economy. This isn't a big city or something, it's a small holiday town at the end of the day. So he's thinking of the other people because he was being told he was going to have to lay off all his stuff. He's only going to be allowed to keep 2 people. He would also didn't have to worry about cleaning the rooms. He'd only have to do it once a week. So, your traditional cleaner coming in every day, that wouldn't happen. So I got thinking. So I had a look on Google. And what I did was, I looked at Travelodge. And I've got nothing against Travelodge. I use Travelodge. You know, when I go fishing with my 9-year-old son, you know, we go away for a week. And I go with my father-in-law as well. We're going to stay in a hotel. We're normally staying in a Travelodge. So if we go fishing on the 7, you know, we'll go barbel fishing. You know, last year, took my son for his first father-son stroke grandfather as well fishing trip, and we went up to Shrewsbury barbel fishing on the River Severn, and we stayed at the Travel Lodge at Talford Shorebirch, and I'm not going to slate it. You know, they're absolutely good as gold there. If you're up in Talford or Shrewsbury, make sure you stay there. I will give them a thumbs up, because I left my iPad there, or should I say my 9-year-old son left my iPad there, because I asked him to put it in the car and he didn't put it in the car. He left it on the bed in the hotel, and the next day I phoned them up and they first class sent it back to me, and I had it back within a couple of days. So I can't complain about Travelodge, and I've also got no evidence to say that they're using any of their hotels for immigrants. But I thought, if they did and they took the government up on it, how much money would they actually earn? Because, you know, some of our hotels are quite big, some of them are quite small. One at Talford Shorebirch, for instance, it's only 40 beds. It's not a very big one, you know. Lovely area, nice and quiet. So I did the maths. Now, I looked at it for in 2 weeks' time. So I based the prices on basically in March. So it's not an expensive time of year, and took that figure, how much it would be for 7 days. Now, to stay at Talford Shorebirch for one person in the room, it's £317.93. Okay, now that hotel has 40 rooms. Okay, for 1 week, that hotel, because obviously it'd be all the rooms, they wouldn't be renting out the rooms anymore, that hotel would earn over £12,500. And that equates, they would have got out of the government, they would get out of the government, this is factual because the prices are there, over £660,000. Jesus Christ. And that's not even a big travel lodge. Never bothered looking at Premier Inn, because Premier Inn's prices are slightly more. It's not much of a difference between Travelodge and Premier Inn, but Premier Inn does tend to be a bit more. And obviously, don't forget, Travelodge don't provide food or anything, so it's easy peasy for them. You have to pay extra for the food. So I thought, right, let's have a look at a couple of others. I thought, right, let's look at the nearest Travelodge to where I live. So the nearest Travelodge to me on the south coast is at Gosport. Okay, now that one is nearly twice the size of the one at Talford Shorebirch. That's a 70 room hotel. Now the cost to stay there, considering you normally expect the south of England to be more expensive than in the Midlands or the north, okay, it's actually cheaper. It is £228.94p, okay, which equates to all 70 rooms for the week, £16,000. Or for the year, they would rake in just over £830,000. Okay, that's not bad. Have they got anywhere where they can make even more money? Because, you know, every business is about making money at the end of the day. So I thought, right, my hometown, where I grew up. Now, for those who don't know, I was born and bred in Southampton. I lived in Southampton until I was in my 30s. And then I moved down to, due to health problems, moved down to Southsea to live with my mum. So my mum helped me get my health back together. Okay, now, Southampton's cheapest travel lodge, believe it or not, is at Southampton Central. You can get a room from about £29.99 a night. Okay, So for a week, £204.94, which equates to, if I rented all 90 rooms, because it's 94 room hotel, just over £19,000, which equates to all 94 rooms, just over £1 million they would rake in. So the question is, really, based on those figures, because that's a heck of a lot of money off free hotels that Travelodge could rake in off the government, how much are they truly paying out? People talk about these hotels up and down the country, all over the place. How much money, or taxpayers' money at the end of the day, are they shelling out to put people up in hotels, and then businesses are absolutely, potentially raking it in? They must be laughing all the way to the bank, because at the end of the day, their staff costs drop down. They've got no food costs. They don't have to worry about any marketing or anything for the next 12 months. That's all gone, because the government have got no other plan. So the fundamental question is really, and this is why it really annoys me, what should the government really be doing about this? Because obviously they're not taking this serious. If they're going to 4-star hotels at the end of the day, and the one in Cornwall, it's not a massive hotel. Okay, it truly isn't. But the cost of the rooms is expensive. But, it is 4-star at the end of the day. So what should our government, our Prime Minister, our Home Office, what should they be doing, really, rather than shelling out? They're probably shelling out hundreds of millions of pounds at the moment on hotels for immigrants. And this is when the argument comes in, and this isn't something I really want to talk about, is should you be going down the route of a bit like Australia? And I know it's been spoken about on Talk TV before in the past, when the presenter of, I can't remember his name now, of Plank of the Week is mentioned that in Australia they had the problem with lots of illegal immigrants coming over from, I think it's the Philippines, I believe it's the Philippines, where they basically said, no more immigrants, you come into this country illegally, we will deport you. Now, doesn't mean you will necessarily be automatically deported. What it does say in Australian law is we have the right to automatically deport you, and you will have no right of appeal. That's in Australian law. So with the way that it's going at the moment, is it going to get closer where we're going to end up having to do something like that? And I hate to think that, because I've always been a person who's believed in immigration. But with the amount of illegal immigration that's coming in, is it potentially something we might have to look at to resolve the problem that we've got at the moment, when you've got all this money being spent on hotels, the amount of illegal immigration that's coming in at the moment, and it's not slowing down. I had to look at the figures at the weekend, the Home Office's figures. Okay, and if I remember off the top of my head, in 2020, it was about 8,500. In 2021, it was around about 30,000. Okay, 2022, I can't remember, 22 or 23, it went up to over 40,000. Last year, it was around about 38,500. Okay, so over the last 5 years, it's gone up astronomically from where it was in 2020 to where it was last year. You've gone up by 30,000 in 5 years. The amount of money, it's ludicrous. I don't even know what to suggest. So what I'm going to say to people at home, what do you actually think needs to be done? because this is something that is really serious and it's happening now. So what really needs to be done to resolve this problem? Because when people find out, because I'm damn well sure that the government aren't going to give in to freedom of information requests to let people know how much is being spent, what needs to be done now to get ahead of this? So let us know in the comments. But for now, thanks for listening. Obviously, if you are new to the channel, if you could please give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and obviously also subscribe as well. But for now, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you later.